Bieber just opened up about how she feels to be compared to her now husband, Justin Bieber's ex-lovers like Selena Gomez and many more. We have all the details. I'm Jana Rosenberg.
I'm Gabby Conti, and this is your 24/7 celebrity news. So Hailey and Justin Bieber have been married for almost 2 years now, and it's obvious that they are both head over heels in love with each other, and Hailey is, without a doubt, the love of Justin's life. Recently, the couple answered some of the fans' burning questions about their love life in their Facebook Watch show, The Biebers on Watch. In a recent episode, Hailey opened up about how she feels to get compared to her husband's ex-girlfriends, who are public figures as well. While she didn't name names, it was pretty obvious that one of the exes she was talking to was Selena Gomez, as you know, they were on and off for many years. Selena even made a whole album about Justin, or at least a couple of songs. Selena and Hailey even bumped into each other at a restaurant, and people were going crazy about that.
I mean, how can you not? I just think Selena and Justin Bieber were such a thing for so many years. Like, when I think of Selena, I think of Justin. When I think of Justin, I think of Selena. So it's kind of like impossible to not compare Hailey and Selena. Although, look, at the end of the day, Hailey married the guy.
She did.
There's really no comparison in that sense.
And the comparison she's talking about more is like what fans are saying, you know, because fans are still asking these questions, fans are still commenting on posts, fans are still hoping that, you know, maybe Selena and Justin in some world will get back together.
I know.
Which
People
is
are definitely holding on to that.
So we get it. But I think it's interesting that she did address these rumors and just kind of what it's like for her and her side.
The specific question that sparked this conversation was about how the couple manages to be a couple when everyone feels like they have a say in their relationship. Justin said that was a good question for his wife after he read that question. Hailey admitted that there is a lot she could say about this topic and confessed it isn't easy that everyone has something to say about their relationship. She went on to say, Justin knows that I've had a really, really hard go and a really hard time with a lot of the things people say and a lot of the ways that I feel like people have made comparisons and just put me in a position where they've made me feel like less of a woman.
You know, when they first got together, people were like, really? She's gonna go back with him after everything? And that they had kind of painted Justin to be a little bit of a playboy. Yeah. So it must have been hard. And in their last episode, or a couple of episodes ago, their first episode of the show, they did address that, and Hailey did say that she was very hesitant to get into the relationship with Justin. And I think it was because she didn't know if he'd really grown, and also the public persona he had.
Absolutely. I mean, gosh, I can't imagine, you know, when you're dating someone and you care so much about what your friends and your family think, imagine what the world thinks. Like, you're seen together and all these tabloids, and, you know, then it's like escalated by 10,000. So I really actually cannot imagine how she feels, and I feel for her. Like, she is married to, like, kind of the king of pop. Don't at me if you don't think he is.
The current king of pop, I guess.
King of pop. Yeah, this generation's king of pop.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of pressure.
It is.
You know, relationships are hard enough.
So Hailey also addressed how she deals with fans' passionate opinions about her marriage, explaining, quote, I also think that when people have a lot to say about something, they go out of their way to make somebody feel less than, or go out of their way to make somebody feel bad. It's because they're going through something themselves and they're projecting onto the public figure, and it makes them feel better about themselves. Hailey said that she has to remind herself that this is really what is happening anytime she reads anything negative about herself or reads the comments, and she has to accept that people are going to say what they're going to say, and there's nothing really she could do about it.
100%. You know, when you're in the public eye, especially like them, they're massively famous. So many people are gonna have opinions. And I think, like, if I was Hailey or Justin or in that position, you just have to kind of, like, remind yourself that the only opinion that really matters is the two in the relationship.
Right.
You know?
And even though their relationship is very public, at the end of the day, we don't know the full story. They have a very private relationship, and as long as they are both happy and feeling fulfilled, there's no need to read the comments, basically.
Totally. I have to say, this Facebook Watch show and even his documentary seasons, it's made me see these two in such a different light. Like, I have a lot of respect for the relationship that I might not have had, you know, if I hadn't been able to kind of get an inside look at their conversations and, you know.
Well, and then a lot of times with celebrities, the reason why fans speculate so much is because they don't know. So I think the fact that Justin and Hailey are like opening up their lives to their fans, I think fans are gonna feel a lot more informed on like what is going on, and they're probably gonna speculate a lot less is my prediction of what will happen.
As for how Justin's past relationship affects Hailey, the model explains, people think they know what happened in his life and in his relationships, and they think they know what happened between us and our relationship and how we got here, and there's no possible way that they could. They invent details that they think are true and they really aren't, and I got to a point where I'm like, why am I even gonna try and go out of my way to set the record straight where it's really nobody's business and it doesn't matter? There's so much that people don't know that went on behind the scenes.
Which I think is, I mean, again, she didn't name names, but we all have a really good feeling of who she's talking about. I have a feeling she's talking about the relationship with Selena Gomez that was so public. And then also Selena coming out with the song and an album and basically accusing Justin of being this bad boy. I mean, I think if a relationship doesn't work out, it's always two people. It's not just one. I mean, in some situations it is one person being a monster, but usually it is, most of the time, it's like we're all flawed and we come together, and can you make it work or can you not make it work?
You know, sometimes love is just not enough. I think Selena and Justin at one point had a big love for each other. They were kind of their first loves, you know? But sometimes it's not enough. You're just not compatible, you know? And it seems that Hailey and Justin really have whatever that is to make the mark.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, what do you guys think about Hailey opening up about Justin's past relationships? Are you watching their Facebook Watch show? What do you think? Let us know. I'm Gabby Conti.
I'm Gina Rosenberg, and follow us here at Hollywire for your 24/7 celebrity news.